Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is November the 17th, and we have, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in the board. 8 games on the board for today. We'll go through them. As always, before we start, I'd like to recap what happened the day before as far as my bets, and I continue to absolutely get murdered in the association. Yesterday, Boston did everything they could to make sure that they didn't cover. Kata missed about 17 easy shots right around the rim. James Harden turned into prime Steph Curry. Could not miss a three-pointer in the final seconds, and they end up covering the 5, even though Boston had a lead as big as 24. And then the Houston Rockets wasn't really on them. I think Orlando really showed up, played probably the best game that they probably could have. Probably should have won that game last night, but they didn't. Houston, steamrolling everybody. They run into Orlando without Paulo Ventura, and it looks like a problem. So 0-3 day yesterday because I added Houston first half as well. A couple things that we talked about on the short list were winners, but overall, it's been an absolute murder scene, crime scene in the NBA for myself. I got to do either a little bit better or quit, one or the other, because it hasn't been good for me. It has not been good. It's actually starting to, I feel like, affect my mental health a little bit. Like I'm really starting to get frustrated with some of the way that these losses are coming. But you just put one foot forward, you stay on the grind. I've been here before, and eventually it'll pan itself out. It just hasn't done so recently. So those are the thoughts as far as yesterday goes. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I see. I'm not gonna put all the comments on the screen, but I do appreciate you guys for tapping in. What up, Jay Sunshine? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Brian. So let's get the week started off with a victory. Jalen says, "Yo, what's good, Chris? Let's get this money." What up, PG? Los, good morning. Auto Beans, good morning. What up, Prolific? Helping Hands. What's up, Anthony? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Let's go. Long season, like I said in the comment section. So let's jump into it for today. First up, we'll go through 5 out of 8 games. We'll start with JaXon. JaXon was 0-1 yesterday. Royce O'Neal was a great look, I thought. Royce O'Neal finished with 3 points on 1 for 9 shooting and 1 for 6 from the three-point line. Those threes aren't falling. He's literally chopped liver. He's cooked. And they weren't falling last night. The other play was on Zion. He didn't play, so that was a void. As far as today, JaXon likes Zion again. Over his 21.5 points and assists is really all the same stuff that we talked about yesterday. It talks about his usage, ranking being 32.9%, ranking 99th percentile amongst bigs. It talks about OKC being 18th in defense versus the forward position for points and assists, suggesting that it's not an elite shutdown defense, specifically against this combination of stats for opposing forwards. So a lot of it is still the same. Zion's usage, his hit rate, the consistency numbers have been there for him, and the defense for OKC. And then the other player prop for today is Tyrese Maxey over his 3.5 rebounds. So minus 126, it looks like is the number. I'm not sure where it's available. It doesn't show me where it's available, but it says Maxey's averaging 5.1 rebounds, which is well above the 3.5 line. And then he's been incredibly consistent, hitting the over 100% of his last 5 games, averaging 5.4, and 90% of his last 10 games, averaging 5.3. Home court advantage when playing when playing at home this season, he's been more reliable, hitting over 100% of his 6 games in Philly. Averaging 5.17 rebounds. And then you got the Clippers rebounding woes. The Clippers ranked 26th in opponent rebounds versus the point guard position, indicating that this is one of the worst matchups at limiting one of the worst teams at limiting rebound production for opposing guards. Clippers, the Clippers struggle significantly on the glass, ranking 23rd in defensive rebound percentage. This means they fail to secure defensive rebounds at a high rate, leaving more opportunities for Maxey to grab more rebounds. Maxey's role, he's playing a massive 40.3 minutes per game, giving him ample time on the court to accumulate stats. His defensive rebounding is elite for his position, ranking in the 92nd percentile amongst point guards with 4.8 defensive rebounds per game. So all that combination, JaXon likes the over on Tyrese Maxey, over his 3.5 boards for today. I don't think that's a bad look either. So let's jump into it. Link is in the description if you guys want to check out Outlier. Check out JaXon, Outlier, Moneyballer, all of it's down there though. So let's jump into the games, man. I may not even bet anything today, honestly. I kind of feel like maybe I just got to take the weekends off, but last week wasn't a good week either. So I may just sit on the sideline, send out some live bets, honestly. Like I feel like a lot of these lines are pretty sharp. The more games we play, the more data that the sports books have to collect, the sharper they can make these lines. And a lot of them have moved by the time we've done the show as well. So yesterday I told myself I was going to get ahead of these lines, and I think I did, but it's still not too much value in my opinion. All right, so let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Clippers. Clippers, of course, playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. They had short travel, of course, from Boston last night, where James Harden went absolutely nuclear in the fourth quarter. If you played his assists under, I said under 9.5 assists based on Boston's defense. That was a winner. As far as today's game, terrible spot for the Clippers again. Second leg of back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights. James Harden just came off of not a season high 51 minutes, but a career high 51 minutes 2 games ago against Dallas. And then they had 1 day off to get to Boston. Now only 1 day, no days off on the second leg of this back-to-back. They also lost Derrick Jones Jr. He was he was on crutches last night after running into Jaylen Brown in the first half. And they also lost Jordan Miller as well. He was out. I'm not sure if he'll play today. My guess would be that he's not. It makes them significantly. He's listed as questionable, but he's not going to play. Damian Jones definitely not going to play. So and Kawhi, of course, still remains out. So on the Philly side of things, what you don't like here is that, or at least if you like Philly, you don't want Paul George coming back throwing off the chemistry, in my opinion. Paul George is listed as questionable. His first game all season, he's been listed as questionable. No Embiid. Kelly Oubre is out for the foreseeable future as well. And Bonner is listed as out. So Philly got some injuries, to their lineup. This is going to throw a wrench in things, in my opinion. I still feel like Philly is in a really great spot. I love that they're, coming off 2 days rest versus the team on the second leg of a back-to-back. That should give them advantage. If James Harden doesn't go nuclear from the three-point line like he did last night, I just don't like the Clippers offense. I said this the other day. I said it yesterday. Chris Dunn, John Collins, and Zubac, maybe Zubac a little bit, but this team doesn't scare me offensively at all. So I guess I say all that. I'd be looking towards an under, maybe Maxey over his points. Drummond should be able to dominate the boards. The Clippers are not a good rebounding team. I don't know what Paul George is going to look like. He probably throw off the chemistry, in my opinion. But Maxey should eat. VJ Edgecombe should eat. Paul George stepping in for Kelly Oubre Jr., in my opinion, is a downgrade because we haven't seen him. Like I said, he could mess up the continuity that they have. But the Clippers eventually got to run out of gas, and I think this is the spot that they probably should be. Let's see what you guys are thinking. We'll move on to the next. I'm not going to take too long on these games today. Sixers first half over for Kendrick. Appreciate you, Prolific. Dom says, I was on him Saturday. I don't who is y'all on? Isaiah Jackson props. What up, Vario? He says, what up, Chris and chat? How that practice goes Saturday with the Wizards. I'll call them the Wizards because they don't want that rubbing off on. Look, yeah, that's a fact. I keep trying to tell them, like, it's not the Washington Wizards, but practice was good, man. A lot of his teammates didn't show up. I think his team is really, really light. It's only like 8 or 9 of them. I feel like all the other teams got like 14 or 15. So we'll see. They'll be okay. They just out there having fun, man. It's not super competitive at all. I did let them play me 1-on-4 or 1-on-5 after practice and crushed them, was dunking all on them and stuff. But yeah, it was good though, man. It was good practice. Appreciate you asking, Vario. Let's see. Dom says Sixers team total over 112.5 just seems too easy until Paul George throws off the chemistry. I do think Embiid not being there, is a recipe for faster play, in my opinion. I just worry about the Clippers being able to score. Their offense does not look good outside of, fourth quarter James Harden last night. Happy birthday, Easy Money. He said he took Maxey rebounds last night. Love the JaXon look. I like it. What's up, Tariq? Says live at the Rockets, Blazers, and Bulls. I could have had all 3. Give me the 76ers here. Yeah, I think so, man. Wizards with the manpower bench of the Pacers. I really appreciate you, Hendry. Appreciate you for sure. All right, let's keep pushing, man. Next game up I want to go through is the Bucks and the Cavs. Game will be played in Cleveland. Cleveland open laying 7.5 is down to 6.5. Total open 238.5 and it's down as low as 234.5. But it looks like consensus is about 235.5. This is 236 as well, though. So total kind of all over the place. And I agree with both. Look at the injury report real quick to give you guys what's on there. We have the Bucks with Giannis listed as probable. No, of course, no Kevin Porter Jr. And Taurean Prince continues to be out without a timetable to return, dealing with the neck injury. And then the Cleveland side of things, no Max Strus, no Tyson, and no Darius Garland either. And I told you guys on Saturday, right? I said I'm not able to lay this big of a number. Remember, the Cavs were laying double digits against the Grizzlies. I said I'm not able to lay this many points with the Cavs. They just haven't been covering these big spreads, and it's no different here. This is the third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights for the Milwaukee Bucks. They were playing 5th and 7 the other night. They got absolutely murdered by the Lakers at home. So I do think that they'll bounce back in this spot. Cavs are also playing their 4th game in 6 nights. However, it's their 3rd straight home game. So the Cleveland Cavaliers just haven't shown me enough to make me want to lay this big of a number. I just wrote in my notes simple. Got to be Milwaukee with the way Cleveland has been covering lately. They're just 4-10 against the number. They're 1-6 against the spread as a home favorite so far. So the books just hasn't really caught on to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I always talk about the Darius Garland being out. I don't think it's anything different here. I watched this team struggle against the Memphis Grizzlies the other day. And the Grizzlies were coming off a blowout loss to the Boston Celtics. The Milwaukee Bucks are coming off a blowout loss as well to the Lakers last night. So it's Milwaukee or nothing for me here. Cleveland just don't look like themselves. Offensively, without Darius Garland, I think is a big part of it. But then you also are without Strus. You also miss – they don't really have a lot of point guard play because Tyson is listed as out as well. So that's what I wrote in my notes yesterday. I said, or Cleveland team total under. The total has come down. Cavs are 5-2 to the under on their team total if they're home favorite this season. So they've been really struggling in this spot to be able to score the basketball this season. And real quick, we just look at the number. The Cavs team total is 121.5. They've been really struggling to get to 120 in their most recent game. So that's the way that I would look at this game as well. It would be a team total under for me, or just play the Bucks. I think the Bucks bounce back in a nice way. The Grizzlies got to, Cavs got to 108 against the Grizzlies. They got to 113 against the Raptors. Mind you, these games are at home. They did get to 130 against the Heat, but that was the game. And 130, everybody getting to 130 against the Heat. They just play so fast. But yeah, I think the Bucks are the right side in this game. I didn't bet it. All right, let's see. You guys got any thoughts here? Nah, nothing. Jojo says Bobby Portis 10 points. I can see that. I can definitely see that. All right, next one up. Raptors and the Charlotte Hornets. So Charlotte will be in Toronto today. They are getting 8 points. Yesterday this was at 7.5. Let's see. Injury report. LaMelo. We're guessing that he's not on the injury report, I don't think, but they still will be without Brandon Miller, of course, and no Grant Williams. So pretty much at full strength. The Raptors are also going to be pretty much at full strength. They have Ochai Agbaji listed as questionable. This Raptors team has been really, really good, man. I guess I just overthought it on Saturday when they were, in Indiana, last game of a 5-game road trip. They absolutely blasted the Pacers. This team is playing really good basketball right now. I don't really want to fade them. I know it's their first game back home after a 5-game road trip. Typically, that can be a little bit of a flat spot, especially when you played as well as you did in that last game. But I don't really want to look towards Charlotte right now, man. They fought hard in that game against the Thunder the other day. They ended up covering that number. They fought hard in the game before, against the Hornet, against the Milwaukee Bucks the night before. But now they're playing 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th game in 6 nights. They do get LaMelo Ball back. I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. I'm pretty sure he'll still be on some kind of minutes restriction as well. When I look at the last 5 games for the for this Toronto Raptors team, they're just really, really good. I said this the other day, top 8 offensive and defensive rated team. The Charlotte Hornets are bottom 5 offensive rated and bottom 10 defensive rated teams over the last 5 games. I think the Raptors should be able to score the basketball. Charlotte's not really stopping anybody from being able to score the ball at all. So, my thought process in this game is that the line's probably right where it should be. As far as the total goes, I think the Raptors defense is getting a little bit disrespected in this game. I will be looking towards the Hornets team total to go under 115.5. I feel like Toronto can keep Charlotte under that number. So we'll see what happens as far as pace goes. With LaMelo being back, it's really hard to play unders in the NBA. Charlotte is playing a little bit slower now. They're 18th in pace. Raptors have been playing pretty fast, though. So really have too much on that game, honestly. I don't really like it. Michael says Raptors and Heat moneyline parlay. Dom says Melo assists. I like he's over in 8+ in his last 10 appearances. Okay. Doms agrees with the team total under for the Hornets. Raptors need to win games like these. Yeah, they should. They should. That's why they land, 7.5. I don't know. The Raptors are red hot right now. It feels like, Raptors are nothing. Back at the crib, now they land 8.5 at the crib. Do they overlook the Hornets? Is the thing you got to ask yourself. The Raptors have been really good, man. 9-4 against the spread in the first half. 3-0 in the first half if they're at home as a favorite. The Hornets have kind of struggled 3-2-1, 2-3-1 against the number in the first half as well when they're a road dog this season. I don't really want to fade the Raptors right now. They're cooking, man, and they're healthy too. And they got the rest advantage in this spot. So, be Raptors. I guess I'm not laying this big of a number, but I can understand why the Raptors are laying this many points. All right, next game up is the Bulls and the Nuggets that I wanted to talk about. I'll go through the ones that I didn't mention. Bulls and Nuggets. I tweeted this out yesterday because you always got to be ahead of these lines. So Chicago, I'll tell you guys what I tweeted out after I talk about the injury report. So Chicago has Trey Jones listed as out. We'll see if he plays. Kobe White will not play on the second leg of a back-to-back. He did play yesterday, went well over his minutes. He was expected to play yesterday because Chicago was really trying to win last night. They end up losing that game to the Jazz, which defensively Chicago is just a train wreck right now. But they end up losing that game to the Jazz last night. And this is probably one of the worst spots in the NBA. I was looking into this last night. I don't know how many times in the database, and I can't even remember what I saw. I probably should have wrote it down. But I don't know how many times in the database have we seen a team playing second leg of back-to-back games. So I'm gonna actually query this real quick. So opponent team equals Nuggets, and rest equals 0, and previous overtime is greater than 1. And away. So a road team coming off a double overtime game, unrested, and then having to face the Nuggets. I don't think it's ever happened before. I'm not getting any results. I don't think. I think I created something similar last night, but that's the spot that the Bulls are in today. Granted, they lost that game last night. Probably felt like they should have won, but they can't play enough defense. Couldn't play enough defense, get enough stops last night. They didn't go to one overtime. They went to double overtime. This line immediately started to move. I got in my note. This was at 10.5 last night because I wrote the look-ahead line down last night. It says that these teams are 2-2 straight up and against the spread. So you're playing the Nuggets in Denver on no rest, coming off a double overtime game. Last time we saw this was in 2016, though. So none of this is, post Jokic. None of this is post Jokic. All of this is before Jokic. Oh, well, I should say all this is pre Jokic. So the Bulls will probably run out of gas in this game, in my opinion. I look at them. Recently offense has started to struggle. 19, they were top 5. At the beginning of the season, defensively they're 21st. The Nuggets are a well-oiled machine. Last 5 games, 4th in offensive rating, 5th in defensive rating. Full season, same thing. Nuggets have been absolutely cleaning up teams. 2nd and 3rd in offensive rating, 3rd in defensive rating. They win the games by average of 11, about 11, 12 points per game. This line has shot up since then, though. If you like the Bulls, you probably wait to the last minute. You'll get a better number because I could see this going all the way up to, maybe even 15. What is the line right now? 14? Probably go up to 15 and a half. But we'll see. We shall see. It's a big number to lay with Denver, but man. I just kind of think when I was looking at the game last night, the thing that jumped out to me was Chicago team total. I just feel like coming out of altitude in Utah and then going to play in more altitude in Denver, the offense takes a big step back today. So Chicago team total was 115 and a half. It's all the way down to 112 and a half. It looks like you can get a 113. It's juiced right now. I think that's the way you play. Denver has been solid defensively at the crib. And if they don't play around with their food, they should be able to mollywop the Chicago Bulls tonight as well. So that'd be my thought process on this game. Chicago will be shorthanded without Kobe White. They could potentially rest somebody else too. A lot of these starters last night played north of like Josh. I know Giddey had a triple-double, but these starters played heavy minutes last night in Utah. Did I look? I don't think I looked, but I was watching the game. I would guess north of 48, 50 minutes last night. Let's see. Yeah, Giddey played 42. Kevin Huerter played 33. Jokic, Nikola Vucevic played 41. Buzelis fouled out. He played 33. Isaac Okoro played 40 last night. Even the bench, Ayo Dosunmu played 36. Like, it was a lot of minutes last night. They just couldn't stop the Jazz. Lauri Markkanen, another 47-point game, 6 threes. Like, Keontae George hit the three in the corner to pretty much give him a dagger, 33 points. So it'd be some way to play Denver in this spot. Maybe even Denver first quarter team total over as well, because I think the Bulls will feel that altitude at the beginning of the game. So those are ways that I would look in this game. Bulls team total under, Denver first quarter team total over, or just against the spread in general. Aaron Gordon has recorded 2 or more assists in each of his last 10 appearances with this team as a favorite against the Bulls. Talk you off. Jalen says Nuggets first quarter team total. Yeah, that's the way I would look. Let's see real quick. What is their first quarter team total? Let's see. First quarter team total for Chicago Bulls is a lot of team totals not out right now. I mean, for the Denver Nuggets is I don't even see it listed. It's not even listed yet. So because that game is not listed either. First quarter team total is listed. So we'll just keep it moving past that one. Tariq says Denver first quarter as well. Yeah, I can see that. All right. Were there other games that I wanted to talk about? Oh, very, very similar one. And then I'll give you guys my notes on the other one. Let's see. All right, so very, very similar one. Mavs and the Timberwolves. This line also was at 13. It's up to 14. I think it was at 12.5. It's up to, or it might have been 12, honestly. It's up to 14.5 now. Total 229.5, 228.5. So we start with the injury report. Anthony Davis will remain out for this game. And then on the Dallas may rest some other players as well. They're already without Dante Exum and Kyrie, of course. The Minnesota Timberwolves just have Terrence Shannon listed as out. So Minnesota is in the same spot that Denver's in, except Denver's coming off a win against Minnesota. Minnesota's coming off a loss against Denver. Minnesota has not had to travel at all. Second straight home game for them. And the Dallas Mavericks, of course, went to overtime last night as well. They're also playing third and fourth and sixth, coming off their overtime game. So this is another team that should get absolutely steamrolled tonight. Minnesota has been really, really good against poor teams, and they really struggled against good teams. So they asked Julius Randle about this after the game the other day, and he was saying that they'll figure it out as far as like not being able to beat good teams. So teams with a win percentage that's above 50%, the Timberwolves are 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the spread. They gave up 137 points against the Knicks and 100 and no, that's not right. That is definitely not right. I ain't even mean to look that up anyway. So teams with a win percentage of less than 50%, Timberwolves are 7-1 straight up, 5-3 against the spread. This is what I looked at last night. The only game that they didn't cover was the game against the Jazz, and that was on the road. And then, of course, they lost to the Lakers to start the season, and they didn't cover against the Pacers as well. If we look at them at home in these games, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 to the under. And this Dallas Mavericks team total was something that I kind of looked at. We know that this is one of the worst offenses in the NBA. Now they're playing second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth and sixth, and travel and overtime. And they got to satisfy and win. That's the difference between them and Chicago in this spot, in my opinion. So if I'm playing this game, it's probably a look towards the Dallas Mavericks team total under is where I started at. Then I flipped, right? I said, you know what? Well, if the Portland Trailblazers can score that many points in Dallas last night, then who's to say that the Timberwolves can't come out here and get to 122? Their team total is 121. So if I'm playing this game, I think that's what I'm looking at. I think Dallas defensively defense is their best attribute, but they're going to have to keep up in this game. And I think the Minnesota Timberwolves will be able to score the basketball. So if I'm playing this game, I'm looking for a motivated Timberwolves team to be able to come in here and score the basketball. I think that they should be able to do so in this spot. I like their team total. I do think that this game probably over with at halftime as well. Minnesota is, head and shoulders better than the Dallas Mavericks. So yeah, first half spread, full game team total over 121 is the way that I would play these games. Brian says he's on Philly. I like it. I like the Philly side too. I just worry about Paul George a little bit. All right, so now we get to the other games, which the only few I didn't touch on was Indiana Detroit, and that was mainly because of the injury report. Indiana could get Benedict Mathurin back. We shall see. He's listed as he's been upgraded to questionable on the Detroit side of things. Cade is still questionable, which I hate to see. Sir Thompson is questionable, which I hate to see. And then Duran is listed as probable. That line did go from 8.5 up to 10.5. So books are expecting those players to play. The Pacers have been absolutely atrocious. So I guess you just fade them when the line comes out is the best thing that you could possibly do in those games. They just don't look like they're interested in playing basketball. I know the players were, a little bit more vocal about it. Nembhard, Pascal Siakam showing some visual frustration after, absolutely getting mollywopped and not even being competitive against the Toronto Raptors. Indiana's going to eventually cover a game. I don't know if it's going to be against Detroit, but we'll see if this line is moving like Cade is playing. So I'm guessing Cade will be in, but I don't know for sure. So I'm not playing that. If Cade's ruled out, that line will come back down. Detroit does have the rest advantage. They're playing first leg of back-to-back with Atlanta on deck, playing their fourth straight home game. So it's a good spot for the Detroit Pistons. The Indiana Pacers played 5 straight road games, came home for one game, and then got to go right back on the road. So maybe Detroit is the right side. I didn't bet the game. Knicks and the Heat, honestly, I don't feel comfortable with the way that the last game went. So it's easy for me to stay off of this one. I took the New York Knicks. I took the Miami Heat on Friday night, and I watched them. I watched the Miami Heat give up 170 points. It felt like you talking about a pickup game. Jordan Clarkson looked like Allen Iverson in the Garden the other night. Cat looked like he looked like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like they was just getting whatever they wanted against Miami. And Bam is still out. Like I just worry about Miami defensively. They are laying a point now, though. Nothing has changed. Still no Jalen Brunson. They're just on the road. And now the Knicks are coming off a win instead of coming off a loss against Orlando. So I'm not betting that game. I definitely would stay far, far away from it. The total has come down a little bit. The total went up. It actually went up because this was like 236.5, I think, in the last game. So books are anticipating points. I'm not going to bet the game. Not even going to touch it, actually. Stay far, far away from that game. OKC in New Orleans, another game I'm not interested in. But I guess if I'm betting, it'd probably just be Pelicans team total under once Zion get rolled in so you can get a better number. The Pelicans offense just stinks. And I don't think getting Zion back is going to help, honestly. Second leg of back-to-back for them as well. OKC just continues to, have the rest advantage. There's also third and fourth and sixth for the Pelicans also. So not a great spot for the Pelicans. Somebody to make 5 threes. Last night it was I said yesterday somebody was going to hit a bunch of threes. But last night it was Moses Moody. I think he hit 7 threes in the first quarter. He was 7 for 8, finished the game 8 for 12 from the 3-point line. So I guess I'm just finding somebody from the Thunder to make a bunch of threes. They should be able to score the basketball, and the Pelicans should not. So 17, they literally didn't cover this number against Charlotte. But maybe they can cover it, blow the Pelicans out. I don't think they have a look ahead spot coming up either. So I guess I would lay the points with the Oklahoma City Thunder, not taking the Pelicans. If Zion gets rolled in, the number should come down a little bit as well. I did write down Shea over his 6.5 assists. I put that in my notes. He went over that number against Charlotte. If he plays long enough, he should be able to get, 8, 9 assists in this game. Pelicans are one of the worst teams in the NBA as far as giving up assists. Pelicans team total 104.5. They've struggled. They didn't even get that last night against the Wizards. Against the Warriors. So I think it'll be really hard to get there in this game as well. And that is it. Ugly slate, even though it's a lot of games. Maybe from a player prop perspective, I don't really enjoy it as much, man. I do handicap every single game. Try to find a way to make some money on it, but just not really working for me right now, man. So that's the card for today. The things that we talked about are all here. I didn't talk about Indiana first half though. That is on here, but I didn't talk about their first half. I just kind of feel like it's a kitchen sink type game for the Indiana Pacers. Not for them to win the game, just for them to be a competitive for a first half. And then remember the other thing I say about Detroit. Detroit's the best second half team in the NBA. So plus 5.5 for the Pacers in the first half is more so a fate of Detroit. and a super duper buy low spot for the Indiana Pacers to at least prove that they have some kind of decency about themselves and not lose by 40 every single game. They're going to lose the game for sure, but I think that they should be able to compete in one of these halves. And I would bank on it being the first half just because Detroit, like I said, they are not great in the first half against the number. And one of the, they just probably just not focused. So the Pacers are going to get somebody slipping. So that's why I put that here. And really quickly to give you guys the numbers, let's see if I can find it real quick. The Indiana Pacers are, I'm sorry, the Detroit Pistons are, well, actually it's 6-6. 6-6 in the first half against the number 2-2 as a home favorite. Yeah, I just think it's a kitchen sink type game, man. So that's my thoughts on the card for today. I didn't bet anything, probably won't. But if I do, I'll send it out to the members and be back tomorrow, man. Resources all listed in the description. Check them out if you guys are interested. Hit the like button for me on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on if you have not. Catch you guys in the next one, man. Y'all enjoy your Monday. I'm out.